But today, we are going to the Savannah region and bring you a situation there, especially in Yapei. We are touching on everything, roads, health, education, whatever it is. But today, let's focus on education in that area. So there is a school, the Xavier JHS, grappling with overcrowding and poor infrastructure. Let's bring you this report after we have a conversation on it.
The headmaster of the school expressed concern over the situation. He explained that a classroom originally designed to hold 45 students now accommodates as many as 83, making effective teaching and learning extremely difficult.
We have about 3-4 sitting on one desk, so we are forced to arrange other materials or other items for them to be able to get themselves seated and able to listen. We are suggesting, or we are pleading, that if the authority did that be, could provide us another block, another 3 classroom block, that will help us to be able to ease the situation.
Idi Camille, the assembly member for the Yapei electoral area and presiding member for the Central Gonja district, also acknowledged the issue. He noted that not only are the classrooms too small, but they also lack basic furniture. However, he commended the Parents Teachers Association for their continued support in addressing some of the school's challenges.
In fact, the PTA of this school are doing so well. They are supporting the school. Hadn't it been so, maybe we would have come here and wouldn't get furniture at all. And so we are calling on any organization that can come to support this school should do it, and do it now.
Some students who spoke to ChannelOne News appealed to the government and relevant stakeholders for assistance. They said learning in such congested classrooms, especially during hot weather, is both uncomfortable and demoralizing.
We have insufficient chairs. When during studies, we find it difficult to concentrate on the teacher because we would like 4 or 3 students will be sitting on one chair, and you will not be comfortable on sitting on the chair. And during this, the students they will not be concentrating on what the teacher is teaching.
And of course, the issues within the education sector is enormous, and this is the list we can do here on ChannelOne TV to put a spotlight on these issues so that the various authorities can deal with it. But let's speak to our correspondent, Malik Ghazari, who is in the Savannah region and went to this particular institution to bring us what is happening there. Malik, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you are doing well.
By His grace.
The last time we spoke, we had a conversation about a school that didn't have furniture. That was for the basic level. Today we are talking about JHS. Is it to do with the JSS 1, 2, 3, or just a particular class?
Yes, the situation at St. Francis Xavier Junior High in Yapei has only one block, which comprises of JHS 1, 2, and 3, and all these classes face these challenges.
So, per your report and the investigation you have done, or whatever you know, how many students are in each class?
Yes, per the headmaster of the school, where we interacted with him, he said that they are supposed to accommodate 45 in a class, but now they are being compelled to accommodate 83 due to the lack of space and also lack of furniture in the classroom.
Twice the number, almost twice the number they are accommodated. And for how long has this persisted?
Yes, he said that it has been in existence for some time now, but he didn't actually give us the duration or the period of years that they've been struggling with this situation.
All right, so since it has been there for some years now, what have they done about it?
Yes, he said, speaking with him and the assembly member, they said that the PTA, the Parents Teachers Association, came in to help with some few furniture for the students. But the issue pertaining to the overcrowding is that the classroom, the nature of the classroom is very small, and which they are appealing to the stakeholders to get them additional block, if they can get them additional block, at least for them to have A and B. So
Right. And clearly, when you look at the whole building of the school, like how many classes do they have in there?
classroom is spatial.
Sorry, I think we lost you there. Can you
Yeah,
repeat what you said?
Yes. The headmaster and the PTA said that what they need now is an additional block so that they can split the students into two, A and B. So that they both A and B, there will be more space in the classroom, which will be conducive for both the teachers and the students to have a very serene environment to study.
Okay, so but when you look at it, is it just like a certain class that has the number of people, or the whole school has that amount of, you know, congestion, or it's just a certain class or certain classes?
Yeah, it's just the situation involves from the junior high 1 to junior high 3, and currently, as we are even speaking, the junior high level 3, they have just written their final exams. So that sometimes when it comes to this stage, they usually rely on this short period, split some of the students, if possible, the junior high 2, split them into the junior high 3 for this short period. Then when the within the next academic year, when they move to their normal class, that's the junior high 3, that's where the overcrowding comes again. So with this, that even where the teacher should stand and even teach the students is always a problem due to the lack of space.
Okay, I understand the issue of the lack of space, but now I just want to ask, like, is it like this school is like one of the best schools, that's why we have an overflow of students?
Yes, this school is one of the schools, students and the children within the Yapei community. Most of them feel like have interest in attending. That's after their basic. Most of them normally go there to write the entrance exams. And speaking to some stakeholders off camera and off record, they said that with that when the students write the entrance exams and they pass, they normally pace their results. So the school is compelled to accommodate all, because I've written the exams, the entrance exams, I've passed. So you have no reason why you deny me the admission to the school. So they have no other option than to accommodate all the applicants who have passed to the level junior high level 1. So which normally causes the overcrowding.
You made mention of the fact that the headmaster of the institution has had a conversation with the various authorities, and this has been there for a very long time. Did he tell you what actions they say they will take to remedy the situation?
Actually, he didn't reveal such actions or resolutions to us when we got there, but he only said that they've made attempts speaking with authorities, but with the resolution or the possible.
Well, Gazara's line keeps breaking. Okay, so
Hello.
Yeah, so we're asking you what measures are being taken by the authorities to address this problem if the headmaster has been engaging the authorities for a very long time.
Yes, the headmaster didn't reveal the resolution or the resolution of the problem to ChannelOne News when we visited there. He only said that they've laid a complaint to the stakeholders and authorities, and they are hoping to get a positive result, but they didn't open up to tell us what the results are or the resolutions are.
Well, I wish we had the headmaster to speak to so that he give us better details on it. But before we speak to the assembly member of the area, we've seen that some of the students are sitting on woods, blocks, and all that. Is that like that from JHS 1 to JHS 3? Because some, not all.
Yes. With the JHS one, when we went there, this was the nature of them sitting, or most of them sitting on woods. Let me just say, they improvised. They went in for improvised blocks and placed plywoods on it just to have access to education.
Well, Malik, just hang on there. Just stay, stand by for us as we speak to the assemblyman for Yapei electoral area, Idi Kamal or Camille. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Is your name Kamal or Camille?
It's Camille.
Camille, okay, good.
Yeah.
So we are looking at what is happening at the St. Francis Xavier JHS school in Yapei. For how long has this school been in existence?
And so the Francis Xavier JHS, hello?
Okay, so we can hear you, so you can go ahead.
Yes. So the Francis Xavier JHS is a Catholic school. Initially, they started with a primary school as a private. And later on, government adopted the school. And now they have a junior high school around 2016 thereabouts.
Are you close to a TV set or something? Because we are getting feedback here. Are you close to a TV set?
I'm in the room, but
Come again?
All right. Is it okay?
Yeah, if you are, maybe you would want to mute the TV or reduce the volume totally
It's
so that.
off. It's
oh,
off.
okay,
It's
fine.
off. We are having lights out.
Oh, two troubles, one God. Let's we will talk about the lighthouse situation, but let's talk about this first. So you were talking about the existence of the school when it was.
The Francis Xavier JHS. Initially, it started with a primary school owned by the Catholic Church, and then later on, government came in and adopted it and made it a government school. And so, around 20.
Well, we'll have to get back to the assembly member for the Yapei electoral area as we have a conversation on the St. Francis Xavier JHS school that currently some of the students are sitting on woods to study to study, and also the issue of overcrowding is also a very big problem. I think we still have Gazari on the line. Let's have further conversation on that. Malik, in this particular school, for how long will you say that the authorities have been following up on this issue? Because if you say it's been there for a very long time, per what you have gathered, is there a constant follow-up, or is like we've said it, we've told the authorities, and that is it, just leave it at that?
Yes, with the head teacher and the assembly member, they said that when they informed some of the stakeholders, most especially the PTA, that's the Parent Teachers Association, that the Parent Teachers Association came in and helped them with some few furniture, which they are still managing for now, which is not yet enough to resolve the problem.
It looks like the
And now, not only the
Go ahead.
not only the classrooms and overcrowding, that they also lack an ICT lab.
Wow.
Where we are now in the 21st century, where students are supposed to have access to information technology communication, still they don't have access to it. And even students are compelled to write BEC on this subject. That is the ICT. So sometimes that they find it very difficult some teachers normally are being compelled to bring their laptops to let the students have access to one after the other, which normally delays time, which also chip into the other period, which the other subject period. So with this, that when they have ICT, when they have ICT, it's considered that the next 2 or 3 periods are considered that the whole of that day they wouldn't have those periods. They will only concentrate due to the one accessibility of just one computer or one laptop that they all have to have a handful of it.
It looks like the issues in this area is
That's a lot.
enormous, a lot on education and all that. This school we are talking about, is that the same school we spoke about the last time concerning the children sitting on the floor to study?
No.
That one was Presby Primary.
So that means Yapei area and Kacha, they have big problem.
Yeah.
They have a big problem. So let's speak to, just hold on for us. Let's speak to Camille, who is back on the line. Good morning again.
Yeah, good morning.
Now we have a better line. So I was asking you that per the existence of the school, for how long has this challenge been there? Our reporter is saying that for a very long time, but you were telling us where the school has been, how the transition has been and all that, and how the issues will be addressed. But if you can take us through again.
Yes, so I was saying that initially the school started as a private school owned by the Catholic Church. Having this speech. Hello?
It looks like today we are having a big challenge with your line. I don't know, maybe...
yes. But I hope it's better now.
It's better now. So let's go ahead. So you were saying something.
Yes. It's owned by the Catholic Church. And then later on, government adopted a school, made it a government school. So the JHS was built around 2014, 2015, thereabouts. And the school has been progressing very well. It has become one of the best junior high schools within the district. And so because of that, over time, the enrollment in the school keeps increasing. But the design of the school block itself was for a certain number of students, meaning the classrooms were very, very small. But as at now, my last check with Basic 7 has about 85 students. So we have people sending their children from different communities to stay in Yapei and attend this school. And so enrollment in that school keeps increasing. And it is not in line with the structure of the school itself. So the number of students outnumber the facilities available in that school, which is now making teaching and learning very, very difficult. And so the available textbooks, the available furniture, the number of teachers in the school and all that. So the resources there are being overstretched. Currently, as we speak, the classrooms from Basic 7, Basic 8, and Basic 9, they are all full. And in the next academic year, there will be admissions. And so instead of a dual deck where 2 students are supposed to sit on it, sometimes 3 or 4 students sit on this dual deck, making learning uncomfortable. So what we are suggesting is that perhaps if the government could come in and then build another block in addition to the existing block, where the students can be put into 2 groups, say Block A and Block B of the Francis Xavier JHS. I think that will reduce the congestion that is being experienced currently in the classrooms at the Francis Xavier JHS. As we speak, they are having a teachers' quarters problem, but the church itself has come in. They have built a new teachers' quarters. Very soon we shall be commissioning it because it's just left with electrification, extension of dropping of a service from the electric pole to the new block itself. That is what is left. So the challenges there are enormous, but I see that it's natural for many people to draw their kids to that school because of the performance that the school is having. Hello.
Wow, and this is a public institution. This is a public school.
Yes, it's a public school.
But why can't the agenda be that the performance of other public schools in the area should also be good, so that there can be some sort of decongestion? Or first of all, let me ask you, how many public schools like St. Francis are there in the Yapei area?
So within the Yapei community itself, we have about 4 junior high schools within the Yapei community. But this particular school over the past few years has emerged as one of the best performing schools, not only within the community, but within the entire district. And so naturally, people are drawn to, when it's time for admissions of students, many students would like to attend this school. And perhaps maybe in the meantime, if there's no structure being put in place, then they have to reduce the number of students that they admit as freshers within the basic 7, because that will be the only way that they can reduce the numbers. In doing so, they might deny some kids who have interest to attend this school. That's one. Two, because it is also a Catholic school, parents who are Catholic or who are within the Christian religion would like their children to also attend this school, which is in line with their faith. And so that's one of the issues why some of the kids mostly would like to go to this school. And so for me, as an assembly member for the area, I am advocating that if maybe my assembly or the government or philanthropy or even the church, the Catholic mission itself can come in to support once again, so that we'll have a new block that will build in addition to the existing block, so that we can have a block A of the Xavier JHS and then block B of the Francis Xavier JHS. Perhaps this will be one way of resolving that classroom problem. As we speak, like I said earlier on, there's a disparity when you are considering the students, student population, and the population of textbooks within the school. There's a disparity with furniture. There's a disparity. In fact, teachers who initially were teaching 30 students in a class, who can give them exercises on time, mark them on time, and all that, now have to deal with 85 students to 90 students in one class, which is now very difficult, meaning their efficiency will also reduce. It will have an impact on the efficiency of the teachers when they will be able to give them exercises and mark them on time. That wouldn't be the norm again as they used to do. And so I'm afraid if this challenge will have an effect on the performance of the school, which we as a community will not like that to happen. And so currently, as we speak, the teachers, they don't have a staff common room. They have a tree there that they have just cemented around the tree, and that's where the teachers sit. As at now, it is raining. So I believe maybe when you go to the school, the teacher will be seated within the classroom or all the inside storeroom, which is not good. So a school that is very prominent and showing a brighter future should be given the necessary facilities and available the necessary facilities in order to thrive, to help our kids within our area to become the better people that they want to be in future.
Right. That's very key. That's a very key thing to say, especially for the fact that you said that it's important to support a school that is doing very well and churning out best students. But I just want to ask you, don't you think it's important for the whole attention to be decentralized from this school alone, and then look into other schools and find out what is the problems? Why are they not matching up to, so there can be, equal, distribution of students?
Yes, I agree with you. So what I said doesn't mean that the other schools are doing bad. So the other schools have been in existence for a very long time. For instance, the Yapei Presby JHS was the only school that was within this area, the whole traditional area here was the Yapei Presby JHS, and we have prominent people who have attended this school. The current NIB Dr. Doliwura Tanko, he attended this school. We have Dr. Mahama Wayo and so many other people prominent who are serving in different capacities in the country as of now. All attended the Yapei Presby JHS, the Yapei JHS as well. We have so many prominent people who have attended this school. The Amanfu JHS is a new junior high school. It's not been long, some less than 10 years now, but they are also doing well. So I'm not saying that the other schools are doing so bad, but I'm just saying that the Francis Xavier JHS happens to be a school that is doing extremely well, that even within the entire district is being recognized as one of the best schools that we have. And so if we want an equal distribution or fairly where students would like to attend all the schools within the community, especially the junior high schools, then we should make the available facilities to these schools. As we are talking, I must admit that all the schools, the junior high schools in Yapei, are having the furniture challenge. None of them is having an ICT lab. None of them is. It's only one school, the Presby JHS, that is now having an ICT lab and then a library. And that one has even been done by a former student. So 2 years ago, that a former student who attended it came and did it for the school. And so it's currently with Royal, one of their top managers there. So these schools are also doing well. But in recent times, in our current generation, Francis Xavier JHS is on top. Wow. And I wouldn't, as a stakeholder in the community, I wouldn't want that performance to come down. I want us to sustain it by making sure that we provide the available facilities that they need to keep being on top to this school so that they'll continue to perform. I must commend the head teacher and then his staff for the wonderful work that they are doing there. I must also commend the Catholic Church for the support that they are giving to this school. There's discipline in the school. There are a lot of positives that we can talk about that school. But these challenges are things that I fear might affect the positive that we are gaining as of now.
But as the assembly member for the area, have you followed up with the demands that the school is making? For instance, what the district education wants to do about it, or what the government is actually doing to address these concerns? Because you just made mention of the fact that in the Yapei electoral area or in the area itself, almost all the schools have furniture problem.
Yes, almost all the schools are having furniture problem. And in fact, like I said the other time, I'm the presiding member for the Central Gonja, and I do know for a fact that many schools within the Central Gonja district are having this challenge, furniture challenge. And as a district, we are just pushing to see how we'll be able to get more furniture year in, year out for the schools. So it is not peculiar to only the schools within Yapei alone, but the entire district is having this challenge around. I've made reports to the education directorate within the district. I've made reports as the representative of the electoral areas. I've raised these issues at the assembly. It is something that has been part of our resolution at the. And so one of the challenges that the assembly is also facing is finances. When there are no finances, they will not be able to do this. That's why sometimes we don't want to rely only on the assembly, but we also call on other stakeholders, agencies, philanthropists, religious bodies, those who can come in and support. We really need their support in order to solve these problems, to make sure that our community become a better place.
Good. Now let's look at the solutions. Should you be asked as the assembly member for the area how many desks you need, what will be your response?
Pardon?
should you be asked as the
Yes.
assembly member for the Yapei electoral area how
Yes.
many desks you need to resolve the issue, what will be your response?
Well, if I'm going to consider the schools around my electoral area, then we'll be needing a lot because
Will you want
we
to
have.
put a figure to it? Because if a benevolent person or an institution is watching, so that they will know how many desks we will have to provide the Yapei electoral area or say St. Francis Xavier school. So maybe we are giving you a blank check. How
Yes.
many desks do you need?
So with the blank check, I will look at the entire electoral area where I have about 8 basic schools, and so with that, I'm looking at around 500 dual decks.
Right.
500
That will
dual
help us
desks.
to solve the furniture problem within the electoral area. So we have the primary school, about 4 primary schools and 4 junior high schools within Yapei itself. And so if we are able to get this number of dual decks, we're able to solve this problem. And then maybe we can see how we will face other challenges within the community.
Okay, so the assemblyman is making, he made mention of 500 dual desks for schools that do not have the needed furniture in Yapei electoral area. But other
I
question
must
to,
also add that
good.
the Yapei itself is a center where other schools around our area they come to write the BEC exam, and so just this past few weeks when the BEC exams was being conducted, we were facing that problem. We have to close down other primary schools and take furniture from those primary schools to come and augment the numbers at the BEC center for students to get furniture to sit and write the exam. And so normally during BEC time, instead of the primary schools to be in session, they have to close for a whole week because there's no enough furniture at the junior high schools where the exams take place for the students to use. So we just have to close down the primary schools, take their furniture, transport them to the junior high schools to augment the numbers, and then they can write the exam. Afterwards, then they'll all resume back, which I think also affect the academic calendar within the primary school, so which is not supposed to be so. But if we are able to solve this problem, I think the junior high schools will have enough decks so that anytime the BC exam is in session, we'll have enough furniture to be able to use for this exercise.
And also with the classroom blocks, because you're looking at decongesting the classrooms,
Yes.
how many blocks will be needed in addition to what is already there?
Yes, so at the Francis Xavier JHS, if we get a 3-unit classroom block with an office and teachers' common room and then a storeroom, I think this will help.
Thank you so much, the assembly member for Yapei electoral area.
Yeah, Edie
And
Camille.
yeah, Edie, we are grateful that at least you've shared your thoughts on this issue, and he has made mention of what they need. They need about 500 desks, dual desks, in the Yapei electoral area as a matter of urgency, so they can resolve the issue of congestion in the various classrooms, and also specifically for the St. Francis Xavier JHS, they need a 3-classroom unit block. Yes, so that they can be able to address that same problem. We here, we would say, but we expect that at least some action will be taken. If there are institutions around that they would be able to get the issues resolved, it should be done immediately, because I always say that education is very important. Just not long ago, we had BEC candidates completed their examination, and if you should be sitting in a classroom that you are not so comfortable in, and how teaching and learning is going to be very difficult, you are expected to write exams with your peers in the bigger cities, Some of the schools, even the students sit in air conditioned. Yeah, fully air conditioned room, and they are studying. And someone was saying that the environment in which you find yourself determines whatever you are going to consume or whatever you are going to grasp. You understand? So there are bigger schools in, say, the cities. When you come to the city, you really want to give prominence to an institution in Accra or in Kumasi or in Takrade or something. But all these students, they need the convenience. They need an atmosphere that can aid teaching and learning. And even imagine that you are in this same class, and as a teacher, you don't even have where to even stand to teach the students. When you are going to the classroom, you are even concerned because looking at the fact that ideally you are supposed to teach students, say, 45 in a classroom, and it's now been doubled to 85. The marking, the attention, you will just be asking students, do you understand? Yes, sir. Do you understand? Yes, sir. You say it in a local dialect. Motias here, then someone would say, no. You understand? So the attention, you are not really getting the teacher-student connection there. So I think something should be looked at. There are a number of teachers in this country. People are going to colleges of education, learning and all that. But when it comes to employment, it's also a bigger issue. When it comes to their salaries, it's a bigger issue. Now, when it comes to classrooms that they're supposed to teach you, it's another problem. The infrastructure, we have too many problems.
And one thing I've realized about this community, because before we even spoke to the assemblyman, just analyzing the video, I realized that, look, the kids want to learn.
Yeah, they really they do. Yeah,
they want
to be in school.
In as much as it's very inconveniencing, they really want to be in school because if you look at the school, I mean, if you look at the whole structure and the whole problem that we're talking about, it's an overflow of students in one little class, but they are still coming to school. This can actually deter someone from not coming to school, but they're still going to school.
Because a dual desk ideally takes 2 students, but from what we can see on the screen, are sitting on a dual desk and it's taking 4. You understand? It's a big problem. And the MP for the area, the energy minister, I know you have a big problem. You have a lot of things on your hands. But as the representative of that particular area, please try and get issues addressed. You would have wished to speak to the MC, the DC for the area, the Central Gonja, Mahama Hussein, who has been giving his word every now and then. We know that he's going to do something.
The last time he delivered.
Yeah, so we are just praying that this time round he would really deliver and see what he would do about it. But that's it. We know you've missed this side of the program. You've missed this side of the show. We really want to take it out entirely. So we'll still be coming to a community close to you on our next edition